women raped in the cities and molested at the workplace and other places. How will a menace so grave be handled? The recent case of a girl being gang raped in Faridabad and another gang rape in Silchar has once again raised alarm bells. Is the police force weak, or is the value system changing? Why are women folk still so vulnerable? Why is the crime graph only moving upwards? These are Welcome to Gender Discourse. I'm Lotty, Alaric. To carry this discussion forward, I have in the studio an eminent panel of guests. I'm very happy to welcome Dr. Ranjana Kumari, who's the Director of Center for Social Research. Sitting to my left is Ms. Rekha Modi, who's the founder of Stree Shakti, the Parallel Force. And to my right is Pratima Sharma, the ACP of Delhi Police. So we welcome all three of you to the show.
Thank you.
Well, friends, before we start talking to our guests, let's all take a look at this short little report.
And Priyadarshini. So if the government and state governments and everybody wakes up to this issue seriously and starts providing help to such things, then it's going to help. So these are the 2 points I want to make right now.
Right. So Pratima, I'm sure all these statistics that were just shown and what also Ranjana ji said, always have hope that the police will actually come and take action and things will be fine after that. But in your experience, when these women actually come and report, do they even report the facts up till the end, and do they really want to see justice being given, or are there also cases where they also withdraw right in the middle of, your investigations?
The data of conviction rate itself is quite clear, which says yes, there is some flaw either in the judicial system or in the investigation system or in deposing the court. So one thing I'll say, I won't say that 100% investigation is okay. There must be number of flaws in the investigation too. But at the same time, when the trial starts, it means there are sufficient ground to prosecute the person only when the charge has been framed.
That's right.
The problem comes when it comes to the trial stage. Sometimes the witness is not there, next time the prosecutress is not coming, or some other problem, scientific evidence is not there. Only thing is people get tired of going to the court. They should be fast track courts, and the proceedings should be camera proceedings, and it should be time bound trial. Only then they will come up. It is such an injury on your spirit that you can't afford to be in the court every time telling that I am a rape victim.
Correct.
She may be willing to go. She is willing, that's why she has come to register a case. But every time she can't go to the court. Everyone will look at her, okay, she got raped. This trauma which she suffers, nobody realizes. So she needs to go only once. On the same day, identification parade should take place. Same day, report should be, her statement should be recorded. It should be, and it is camera proceeding. Still, it needs to be very fast. That is required. And then even if.
Welcome back. This is Gender Discourse, and today we are talking about the vulnerability of women in India, so much so that they are being raped like anything. Well, Ms. Modi, I'm sure you'll agree with us that the police cannot be in every home or outside every home. And as we see that most of the rapes are taking place inside the four walls of a home. Now, in a situation like this, it means there's something wrong in the kind of society that we are raising today.
Absolutely correct. If you see, recently there was this case in South India about a French diplomat who raped his minor daughter. There was such a big uproar about it. And what I'm sorry to say that I tried to find out that what is happening about that case, and I was told that due to several reasons, some of them international, the justice is not going to be provided. The woman is victimized at the moment. She came out in the open, she talked about it. That was a crime. Had she not spoken about it, perhaps it was okay. But I would also like to add here that we are very, very hopeful that women's number, when it grows up in legislatives and everywhere, that such situations would improve. I'm questioning today's system, that what is happening today. After all, we have women representative everywhere.
That's true.
Somehow it has become responsibility of media, police, civic societies. But what about our elected people? Are they not supposed to raise voice? Are they not supposed to raise a collective voice? It's about this French national case. Personally, I must have spoken to a lot of people, and I did not receive anywhere a good response. So the idea is that first of all, people don't want to come out in open, and when a mother, you can imagine, a mother speaks that my minor daughter has been abused at home, there's not a from society, there's not an immediate response. It is very, very puzzling that how things are going to resolve.
True. So, Pratima, again we keep coming back to the law making bodies also. So, in a country where we have been fighting for these laws for years together, how can we expect that today something like this will be passed, or maybe in this session a law like this will be passed?
You need to tell. Let me categorize in different way. One is minor category, where a child is very small, then the responsibility is totally on the mother or the parents, where to entrust the child. I have seen in my practical working, even the child, you have left your child with your neighbor and she got raped, or the neighbor has taken the child on the pretext, let me play with the child, and she has been raped. So, mother has to be very conscious that which type of a person she is entrusting her child, what are his intentions. Below 4 I can understand, after 5 or 7 years girl is in a position to understand. In very simple words you can tell, beta, if somebody is touching you, a place which is totally covered, say bust, undergarments, this and that, somewhere he is touching on the name of love, be conscious and report it to me. Don't tell her that what is going on, but you need to know what type of person he is. Then from 10 to 14 is the age where some of your own relatives, your own acquainted person comes and lures the child. He is giving some gifts or giving some extra attention to the child. You have to tell your child why all this. Pinpoint anything which is not normal needs to be discussed with the parents.
Parents just do not seem to get, talk to their children at all, leave alone anything about an education where the right touch and the wrong touch is to be given. Maybe it is time for that. It is the reason.
Because we have been brought up in a way we believe in blame game. Police is not doing, government is not doing, judiciary is not doing exactly what I am doing. What is my duty? What I have done. Let me check it. Let me check my own duty. I have not taught my daughter. She is too young to understand the difference between touch and
right touch and wrong touch.
Wrong touch. We need to tell her. Then after 14 she is going to the college, and you are just the ministry is taking up to make this as a single woman in distress number 1091. It is in the process.
In the process, okay. Now, Ranjana ji, she mentioned something very important, that maybe it is in the schools that we need to start teaching children, and not when they come to class 10 or 11. Maybe we have to start teaching them maybe when they are, at the age of 4 or 5, because that is the time when the right touch and the wrong touch can actually be, segregated and be understood by a child. So, do you think now we are ready, or at least we have to make ourselves ready and teach the children?
Well, we have no choice but to be ready.
Yes.
We should be ready. We ought to be. We should have started all this
yesterday,
much before. And people who are, just start moralizing on these issues are totally wrong, because they don't know that they are putting children to they are pushing them to be unsafe with each other in terms of HIV and other issues, and also they are pushing children, as an adult, young adult, if they will not learn all this, then they will not know how to protect themselves. And secondly, also in terms of all kinds of violence and sexual assault against women, because little teasing becomes then slowly a habit.
That's right.
And slowly when they become habitual to this kind of a thing, they know that girls are very too shy, they're too coy. When they do all this, they will just kind of run away, not share it with anybody else, and the boys become more and more aggressive. So that's the place to start the correction. If you start the correction by imparting right knowledge, giving good values, and also putting fear of law in there.
Yes.
Where is a lesson in the course in the school
where
they should be taught that these are the laws in the country, where if you violate any kind of violation of women's any form of indignity on women, you will be punished for this. You can't get away with that. So if those kind of information can be given, I think it has to be done.
It has to be done. It is the implementation.
It is not a crime, it's a sin.
That's true.
It's a sin. You need to teach your children right from the schooling. I agree with her. You have to tell them, be it a boy or a girl, that it is a sin. That's it.
Well, we'll have to slip into another break, but do stay put, as we'll be back in just a moment. This is Gender Discourse, and today we are talking about the vulnerability of women in the cities. When a girl or a woman gets raped, it's one thing, and the other thing is the stigma that gets attached. So, Ms. Modi, when we talk of rape, as she said, if a girl has to come to a police station or to other lawmaking bodies again and again, obviously in the middle of it, she just wants to quit it. And the other thing is the stigma. And also, I would want you to elaborate a little bit upon the role of the media these days. That somehow it is never the rapist who's talked about; it's always the victim who's talked about.
Yeah, I think you hit a very important question, because when I was a little girl, I saw this film, Ghar.
Right.
Which talked about the trauma a rape victim faced. Now today, I personally feel, since we are also doing counseling and all that, that there are several issues. First of all, when a woman has undergone such a problem, she should immediately have access to a counselor.
That's right.
That who would really assist her, and because she doesn't only face trauma from society or police, she also faces trauma with her own relatives.
That's right.
It's very difficult to face up. It's very difficult to talk about it. So sometimes there is a absolute requirement to shift them to a short stay home where they are protected, where they are absolutely healed. So our society is somehow lacking in this. When a woman is raped, somehow she becomes an object of pity. The media starts highlighting her. She is haunted not only by media but by questions from everybody.
That's right.
So there is a kind of a protection she requires at that particular time. A lot of sensitive handling. So I think we need to look at such issues also.
Yes, Ranjana ji, would you like to comment on this one?
Well, I think that it's important to, somehow media also adds on to this creating that stigma situation.
Right,
the
right.
packages together.
Yes.
Oh, you start, everybody starts thinking that, oh, this woman has been raped. So what has gone wrong?
Exactly.
I mean, just like violence, if somebody has hit someone, it has to be seen in the context of violence.
That's right.
And it is a physical violence on the other person. So, but somehow
To bring it to another issue, if I have your permission, we've talked about rape of women, we've talked about rape outside home and things like that. We did touch upon the rape at home also. But what I was reading the other day, that at the rape of the minors, 52% are boys.
That's true. That is true.
52%
That is why we are now
boys
asking for a gender neutral
are
law.
being raped at home.
Yes.
Now, what do you expect? Means this is something very, very
appalling, absolutely.
eye-opening. I don't
everybody
think
thinks if you are a woman only, then only
Yes,
rape.
that's
What
right.
about boys and
so.
men
I
who are
think
getting
this
raped
issue
also?
should also be
That's-
discussed.
We'll be talking about this also, but right now we have to slip into another break, but don't go too far as we are going to be back very quickly. One safety points that we want to give our viewers today, so please take a look at this.
Important safety tips. Be anyone, even a known person, to someone you trust. Do not move around alone in badly lit areas. Inform family members as you are about to leave office. Always carry a pepper spray in your handbag. If you use public transport, try moving in a group. If you use your own car, keep it in a good condition. As soon as you get into your car, lock the doors and leave. Keep a cell phone that is completely charged. Avoid using subways at night. Do not wear conspicuous jewelry when you're walking alone on the streets. Scream for help whenever you sense danger. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Do not hitchhike, use buses or taxis instead. Dial 100 as soon as you sense danger.
Well, folks, all these tips are very handy and they are very practical, but the point is that they have to be used at the right time. Well, now let me say thank you to all of you for coming today and for talking about this issue. Well, violence against women is a reality that is rampant in India. It takes many forms and is not limited to any culture, region or country, or even to any specific group of women. It is rife both in public and private life. It jeopardizes the rights, liberty, health, quality of life, and in some cases the life of women, irrespective of their nationality, age or social status. There has been a rise in crimes against women in India. Can we just leave everything to the police? Is it not time to look inwards? The need of the hour is not to supervise only your daughters. Now we need to look at the way we bring up our boys. They need to be gender sensitized right from home. Maybe that would be the first step towards safety of women. But there's still a long way to go. and we all need to participate in that. Well, thank you very much for watching, and do join me next week for something equally engaging. Till then, this is Lottie Alaric saying goodbye and take very good care of yourselves.